Welcome to this instruction video on DuoSoft field, and in this video I'll be demonstrating how to calculate polars in DuoSoft field. So in order to do this demonstration, let's start up DuoSoft field. Okay, when we start up DuoSoft field, I'll just quickly confirm the name and select job. So I've created this job called calcs. So this is the job I'll be mostly using for doing my survey calculations. So in this job, what I've done is I've just imported some control points. So I have a total of 5 control points in this job. Okay, so most of the let me just say all the calculations in DuoSoft field are done with the geom function. So you can get the geom function on the main menu when you start up DuoSoft field, or on any of the survey tasks you'll have a function to do geom calculations. On any of the DuoFix survey tasks, you'll have an option to select geometry from there. Okay, so for this case, because I'll be demonstrating how to calculate polars, I'm going to select geom. Okay, and I'm going to select polar. So the polar allows you to calculate the coordinates of another point from the coordinates of another point, given that you have those known coordinates of one point and the distance and direction to the new point. Okay, so in DuoSoft field you can do it in two ways: by selecting the known coordinates of either a control point, a collection point, or a stake point. In this case, I'll be using a control point, so I can just select one of my control points here. So for this case, I'm just going to select control point 2 and select OK. The other way to do this calculation is by selecting on coords and putting in the coordinates of the point that I wish to calculate the polar from. I just put the y coordinate and the x coordinate in here. So let's start up with the first way, which is by selecting the known point from the points that are saved. So what I'll do next is that I will have to input a distance and direction to the new point that I want to calculate. So for this example, I'll put in a distance of 70.012 meters and a direction. So you should also know the format in which the direction should be put in. That is the degrees, and you put a comma, and the minutes and the seconds. Okay, the minutes and seconds are not divided by a comma. Okay, so in this case my direction is 181 degrees 28 minutes and 0 seconds. Okay, and then when I'm happy with this, I just select calculate, and DuoSoft will calculate for me the coordinates of the polar point. So after I've calculated these coordinates of my polar point, I can save this coordinate, and all I have to do is select save, and I just have to give this point a name. Let's just say polar polar 1, and I have an option of whether to save this point as a control point or a collection point. So for this case, I'll just save it as a control point, as a collection point, and then select save, and just like that my point is saved. Okay, so that was the first way. The second way is you select coords and you manually put in the coordinates of the point from which you want to calculate a polar from. Okay, so in this case the coordinates I'm going to use are, let's say, 53000 0.00 and 376 00.00. Okay, and the distance and direction that I'll be using is, it's 5.684, and the direction to this point that I want to calculate is 341 degrees 37 minutes and 21 seconds, and then I select calculate, calculate, and DuoSoft will calculate this point. Okay, so it looks like I'm calculating the same point again and again. Okay, so let me find, let's do this. Let's change this to 55.50. Okay, calculate, and the coordinate is much more different now, so you can tell that I've calculated a new point. Okay, if I change up the distance, 120 meters, calculate, and this is the coordinate of the new polar point, and then I can just simply save this coordinate also and just call it polar 2, call it the collection point, and then I select save, and that point has been saved. Okay, so if I go back and I go back again and go into the job and I select mapping info collection points, these are the points that I've saved there when I was doing my polar. So that in short is how you do a polar into a soft field and how you can save those coordinates. Thank you.